EA Sports just put out even more info for Madden 24. Now the game launches in about a week and we still got some more news rolling out. We got some big info today. We're also going to probably be getting some more info either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday as it pertains to Superstar mode because we still have to find out everything about that as well. And we should be getting a ton of gameplay videos any day now. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that news or those gameplays, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss them when I drop. I'll also be giving away copies of Madden 24 very soon within the next few days, so make sure to follow on Twitter and on Instagram so that you don't miss out on those giveaways. So let's dive into the news for today. It says today we are here to talk about the biggest year of Madden Ultimate Team yet. We will cover new updates and features in the mode, plus give you a sneak peek about what is coming with Season 1 and the MCS. There's also going to be a special stream on August 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern where they're going to reveal a lot of the early Season 1 players. It says over 100 plus player reveals. So the first thing they talk about is live event programming. It says last year Madden Ultimate Team had more programs than ever, continuing all the way up until the release of Madden NFL 24. With new programs like Mold Breakers, Mission Mutt, and Game Changers, we aim to keep the experience interesting and fresh all year long. This year our team is planning 7 full seasons of Ultimate Team, which will enable us to have even more new and exciting programs coming in the post Super Bowl half of the year. There's a new live event hub. Over the course of the year, Madden Ultimate Team puts out a lot of new players, programs, and challenges. For new players, it can become a little difficult to know exactly what is new or where to focus. With the live events hub, players will now be able to find all the components for the program in a single place. Solo challenges, sets, house rules, and even store items can all be accessed from the live events hub. Additionally, the live event hub will filter all the content to only show things that are relevant to the program you have selected. Select any particular program and it will automatically filter items on the screen to only display the items related to that specific instance. And I will say, even for somebody like me that is a little bit more well-versed in how to operate in Ultimate Team, sometimes stuff really can become overwhelming, and it's definitely not the most friendly to newcomers because there's a lot of different things you need to learn about. So having a hub that can kind of streamline that a little better, I don't think is a bad thing. I don't consider this like some big feature or something to get excited about. This is more so just something that is a quality of life type of change, which I'm fine with, but we need more than this. They also added revamped onboarding, which kind of goes hand in hand with this. It says with Madden NFL 24, we have implemented a new and improved tutorial system to help players learn the deeper areas of Madden Ultimate Team. This brief tutorial will allow you to better understand the process of making your Ultimate Team. This system will also allow us to introduce new mechanics or programs throughout the year, and it says MUT veterans will have the opportunity to skip the tutorial at any step. So again, anything that can help new players I think is fine. I think, like I said, it is overwhelming and kind of scary when you're getting started for the first time or if you're returning after some years away from the game. So anything to kind of help people out I think is a good thing. And really quickly, I do want to mention that we are once again sponsored by Underdog Fantasy this year. They've been a big supporter of the channel. If you like playing fantasy sports with football season coming up, or if you like to get into the sports betting a little bit like I do, they've got a fun pick'em game where you can put a few player props together, and if they hit, you can win money. And to me, I mean, I've been using this for the past year. I have a lot of fun with it. It gives me something extra to do during football games, and sometimes I can win some extra money. If you're into that, you can use my code RAY, R-A-Y, and they'll actually double your first deposit up to $100. So you can get $100 free to play around with. So if you're into it, why not try it out? Here's one of the bigger changes, it appears. New item catalog. So they're putting a whole catalog in front of us now, which is kind of funny, but it says, have you ever gone up against an opponent in Madden Ultimate Team head-to-head and they have an item you never seen before? Previously, there was no great way to figure out how to get that player for yourself. The catalog aims to solve that. Every item that can be obtained in-game will appear in the catalog, and selecting an item will inform you where and how you can obtain that item. You will be able to view any player item's abilities, AP cost of abilities, and the global usage of any player available in Ultimate Team. So again, I mean, another kind of quality of life type of fix, but I just hope that there's no issues with this because it is attached to your item binder and the auction house and the sets. They've kind of streamlined it even further this year, but hopefully the menus aren't as laggy as they've been, and hopefully this isn't something that can make them more laggy, because if that's the case, then it's kind of going to have the inverse effect of what they're going for. Hopefully everything's clean and runs smoothly. Crossplay in Ultimate Team. We are happy to introduce crossplay to Madden Ultimate Team. Players will now be able to challenge their friends across PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC to finally determine who in fact has the ultimate team. However, they did make some changes to the economy across generations. It says, as the gameplay experiences continue to diverge between game generations, it is no longer feasible to have Madden Ultimate Team economy that is shared across console generations. Separating the economies will allow us to include new features like crossplay into Madden Ultimate Team. So before, you could have the same team on PS4 and PS5. If you upgraded systems or for whatever reason wanted to go back to last gen, maybe to play a buddy or something, whatever team you had on PlayStation would be the same on PS4 and PS5. That's no longer going to be the case. And honestly, after reading through a lot of this, it seems like cross-platform is kind of the biggest thing they're going for this year with Ultimate Team, because a lot of the other stuff, I mean, there's some quality of life and streamlining things here, but there's no real big feature, which usually there isn't in MUT, but it just doesn't sound like they did anything too crazy this year, and it feels like cross-platform is kind of the big update for MUT more than anything else, which is a little disappointing. They're also changing up the overalls. It says in Madden NFL 24, the starting overall for champions at launch will be 87 overall. This change will give us more ability to ensure that the player meta stays fresh and exciting. So I think they're just kind of lowering this down, which also means the core elites are going to be lower overall in terms of like the highest rated guys will probably be 86s instead of being 87s or 88s. And basically it's just giving them more room to do more programs and have a longer upgrade path to where players are getting up to 99, which isn't bad because that does increase the life of the mode. Here's another one of the biggest changes, the competitive pass. It says the competitive pass has been revamped for Madden 24. It will still focus on solo battles, MUT champs, and head-to-head season. Instead of completely refreshing bi-weekly, each iteration of the competitive pass will now start on the first Friday of each new season and last the duration of that season. To keep it fresh, there will be competitive pass specific daily, weekly, and season-long objectives for users to complete. Daily and seasonal objectives can be done across any of the three modes, while each mode will receive their own weekly objectives. The daily and weekly objectives will be refreshed for each time period, varying in difficulty and random from user to user. While users will be receiving random objectives weekly and daily, the difficulty of these objectives are deemed the same. To raise the stakes even more, most weekly objectives will require users to win as well in order to gain progress. Daily and seasonal objectives can be progressed in wins and losses. Another change in the competitive pass will be with the exclusive player items. Each season there will be 2 competitive pass exclusive player items to chase. Each player has 2 versions, limited and base. The base version will be similar to the items from Madden 23 by being B&D and having champion level abilities with a few extras. The limited version of that player can only be obtained by the first 1,000 users to reach the level that rewards the player. This limited version will have an extra champion level ability buckets and is auctionable. So that's the biggest change here. They're switching up the competitive pass completely. I've seen a lot of people seem to not like this for the most part. We'll have to see how it plays out. They're extending it across the whole season, which I would hope means that there's more things in the pass to obtain, because if not, then that kind of sounds like a bad change. However, the biggest change here is that the exclusive player now has a limited version that only the first 1,000 users can reach, and I believe this would be 1,000 users for each console. So 1,000 on Xbox, 1,000 on PlayStation, and 1,000 on PC. I don't think it's combined across all of the systems because each system has their own economy. Now, some people like this, some people don't. Personally, I think it's good to have something that rewards the best players. I don't know if this is going to really fall in line with that, because I think you can still earn this by playing solos as well, like if you're doing solo battles. But typically, the 1,000 people that reach this, a lot of them will be people that play a lot of head-to-head, a lot of MUT champs. So the people that are playing more will get this. I guess it's not so much of a skill thing, but it's more so of kind of who's going to be able to play the game more. 1,000 is a pretty big number. I thought it would be like a lower number than this if they went this route, but 1,000 kind of still leaves it open, in my opinion. For most of the people that really play the game a lot, they should be able to get this. And the people that don't play the game a lot probably wouldn't get the regular player that much anyway, because 1,000 is quite a bit of users. So that's kind of the one big thing that they're separating here, but it looks like still no return of the old weekend league. We're still having it where there's no top 100 rewards. You can obviously play all week long. A lot of people are not happy about that because it really made the mode interesting, and it made you kind of want to grind for something more than just one player. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like they did a whole lot for Ultimate Team. Not that it really gets a lot of crazy updates each year. I mean, the funny thing is it kind of gets less updates than Franchise does, but it's kind of viewed as the golden goose game mode that gets all the attention. Sure, it does get a lot of promos throughout the year, but when you've played MUT a while, it's the same players coming out over and over, just kind of in different forms or variations, but it's still the same player. It's still Randy Moss. It's still Michael Vick every year. You know, they throw in some new promos, but the players and stuff are the same. same. In terms of features, I mean, we didn't really get much. We got crossplay, we got a change to the competitive pass, and a lot of people already don't like the competitive pass structure as it was before. They didn't really make it any better. I do think the exclusive player is kind of a cool twist, but other than that, not really too much for Ultimate Team. However, we could find out more on the special stream next week. Maybe top 100 rewards are returning for Weekend League, and they're saving that for the stream, hopefully, but in this blog, they didn't say anything about it. Now, if you want to know who the official X Factor players are for Madden 24, we got a little bit of a leak on that last night, and I made a video about it right here on the screen.